everyone, this is Allie. This is my first YouTube video on Penelope and Swords. I shall explain the name of my channel in just a second. But Penelope is from my hedgehog, which is what this video is mainly going to be about once I get through this really long intro. And she's about 3 years old. I've had her for about 4 weeks, not 4 weeks, 4 months, and she is absolutely wonderful. And then the swords comes from I actually fence. I've been fencing for 2 years. Fencing, I became interested in it because wow, this sounds really nerdy of me, but I read lots of books about that time period around when swords and and all that type of stuff are used, like knights. And one of my favorite books of all time is the Lana series. I read it when I was about in 6th grade. It's about a girl who she doesn't want to be a maiden. She wants to be a knight, and her brother doesn't want to be a knight. He wants to be a wizard. And they're twins, so they switch places, and she becomes the first female knight, which I think is amazing even though it's a really easy book. There's about 4 books in this series, and then it's about her children. There's like 2 other series after that, I think. I didn't read those because I liked Alana and none of her children. And then also I saw lots of TV shows on it, and I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting, and not many girls did it. And I like being out of the box and original, and like this jacket. How many other people could you find wearing this jacket? But anyways, um, yeah. So I've been fencing about 2 years. I've I usually do it for like 2 hours on Mondays. It's not that much, but I take it through a community education thing in my town, and that's the only day high schoolers can do it, and so that's what I'm stuck with. I would do it more if I could, but I can't. If you're interested in fencing questions, put the comments down below. Anyways, like I said, this episode is going to be about Penelope, my hedgehog, and I've had her for about 4 months, maybe 5, and I got her through um, a guy in my hometown who couldn't take care of her anymore because he went into college at my local high college, and so he couldn't take care of her, and I got her. She went through 2 other households before um it came to me. First the breeder, the and then a girl bought her from a breeder, and she she was about a year old before the girl couldn't take care of her anymore because she went into college. Not a good plan. If you're gonna adopt a hedgehog, figure out how long you can keep them. They live for about 6 to 7 years, and if you cannot keep them for that whole entire time, get a hamster. Like, they're kind of the same thing, but I love hedgehogs more personally, and you can do more stuff with them. They're not like this big, and like a hamster's smelly. Hedgehogs aren't that bad as long as you clean their cage, but my sister had a hamster, and she it smelled really bad, and she got locked in the closet, and she never got played with until she died, which was really sad. But I was like in elementary school, and I don't know, I couldn't take care of her myself, so I couldn't take her from my sister. And so we stuck to fish for a while, and I'm getting really off topic. And anyways, the girl couldn't take care of her until while she was a, while when she went into college. So she gave it to the guy I got her from. And he also happened to be a senior in high school, which is not another good plan. And so he had to get rid of her after a year. So she was about 2.5, 3. And then he put an ad in Craigslist, which I do know is not the safest website in the world, because like the Craigslist killer and all that type of stuff going around. But anyway, I wanted a hedgehog for about a month, and I was doing lots of research. I know a lot of random hedgehog facts. Like, for instance, they're kind of in a category all their own. They're not related to a porcupine, even though everyone thinks that they are, but they're not. And, anyways, um, I was looking, I couldn't find any breeders around my hometown that weren't like 6 hours away, and my parents were still sketchy on the idea of me getting one. And so I was trying to find one closer and I couldn't, so I almost gave up hope. And then I went on Craigslist one day and there happened to be a hedgehog in my town. Like, it was like a calling. But so I asked my dad, always ask your parents if you're going to do anything on Craigslist or any website or you're going to call someone you don't know. I don't want to get you in trouble for doing something that I did, but um, he he didn't answer, so this was like at 7 o'clock at night. And then like an hour later he called me back and he told me the hedgehog was still there, which was amazing because the ad was posted a week ago, so I was really nervous that he wasn't gonna have it. And then I asked him if he, when I could go see her, and he said that night. And it was like 8 o'clock, and my parents basically just found out I wanted a hedgehog, like when I told them about the ad, and uh, don't do what I did, kids. But um, so we went down to go see her. I went with my dad, and she was perfect. She was 3 years old, which means she was an adult, and the owner picked her up with gloves, and so I used gloves while I picked her up for like the next 2 months. But even though I know that's not what you're supposed to do because they're supposed to get used to you and everything, but she was super jumpy still. And so we decided to take her. She was $90, which is amazing because she's a really beautiful hedgehog. And most breeders, they cost about 200, which would have been like my whole entire life savings because I still can't get a job. And excuse me, I'm sick. Anyways, and so I was able to get her for $90. I got a cage that is like a half of what her cage is now. A big hedgehog wheel, which is meant for like rats. It's like this big round. I don't know if that helps you because I'm on a screen, but probably about a foot, maybe. I don't know. And then also I got a water bottle and a pig glue, which is just like a big, ice, like a, I don't know, igloo. I call it pig glue because I had a guinea pig before her, and we called it the pig glue then, but it's just that name just kind of stuck. And then also I got some bedding, a little bit of cat food, no, dog food, sorry, dog food, and then a really big ball, which I'll have to show to you guys in a later episode because I just cleaned it out and it's really wet. But yeah, so I'll go get her. Just wait 1 second. Please ignore the mess on the floor. Are you guys ready to see her? Well, here she is. There's Penelope. Yeah, she's sneezing, but she's perfectly healthy, I assure you. They just make those noises because they're agitated, and I just woke her up, which may be why she's making them. And like I said, she's 3 years old. She's super jumpy because her previous two owners didn't hold her very much. And when they're really young, that's when you're supposed to socialize them. And she was never socialized when she was little, so she is still super jumpy, and she looks like a teddy bear right now. And see, she's jumping just because of the heater just turned on. She's still sneezing. And then her little tiny legs are coming out, and now she's doing whatever that is. Yeah, now she's going on my leg. But, yeah. Her first owner, back when she was at the breeder, named her Penelope, and it just kind of stuck. Penelope is a very um hedgehoggy name. When I told people I got a hedgehog, everyone was really surprised, and I don't know. I love her unconditionally. I don't know if she loves me. It's not exactly a pet that will give you love back. Like, you don't want to be licked by this animal because that means she's gonna bite you. Warning to new hedgehog owners. She's bitten my dad and my sister. I'm still loved somewhat by her. They're not the easiest animal to take care of, so if you're like middle schooler and elementary kid, you have to make sure that your parents are willing to chip in. Like I've paid for a lot of her stuff. Like I paid for a new wheel and food and bedding, and I have to clean out her wheel every night and her ball. And so if you want a hedgehog, you have to know it's a lot of responsibility and you have to work with them. Like she's a lot better than she used to be. Like when I first got her, I couldn't even pick her up. Like right now, she's just sitting in my lap, kind of squirming around. That's just because she's kind of mad at me. But yeah, I'll give you guys one last look at her, and then I'll stop wasting your guys' time. And I think she wants to go back to bed. But yeah, oops, there we go. I like carrying her around when she's on her back because she's a lot easier. There we go. Say goodbye, Penelope.